What is going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, I want to talk to you about a story I seen yesterday that was crazy as can be. His story right here is out of Miami Beach, Florida. Shout out Miami Beach, and it's involving this idiot right here. Ladies and gentlemen, man you see up here is Corey Hutterling, 37 years old. And this guy right here is in a whole heap of trouble, and I'm more than sure he wasn't in his right mind when he committed this heinous act. Ladies and gentlemen, as of recently, this man went to this man's house right here, who was supposed to be a friend of his, Justin Zellen, 35 years old. They got into a fight in a high-rise out there in Miami Beach, Florida, in which this man here, Mr. Hutterly, threw this man, Mr. Zellen, out a 25-story balcony, off of it, to the ground below. That's not bad enough. Police found him at the spot, covered in the victim's blood, trying to clean up the crime scene. And I want you to listen to what his defense lawyer said, as this man is in jail presently with no bond. Police said on the scene he was high out of his mind. I wouldn't be surprised with him doing such a cruel, calculated crime, whether he remembers it or not. Take a look.
On Miami Beach, after police say a man was thrown off the balcony of a high-rise, and when cops confronted the suspect, they say he appeared to be on drugs. Local 10's Terrell Forney is live in Miami Beach with more on this. Terrell.
And this suspect apparently made some odd and incriminating statements, according to police. Those officers showed up here to this Miami Beach condo building at 63rd and Collins after initially getting a call from the victim himself. This is the booking photo for 37-year-old Corey Hutterly, who is now charged with second-degree murder in connection with the death of a man who fell from this Miami Beach high-rise. The incident happened back in February. Hutterly was visiting the victim in his condo when there was some sort of altercation, which forced the victim to call 911. But mid-phone call, investigators say the victim's voice cut out, and part of the background confrontation was recorded, which involved the victim telling Hutterly to get out.
There was also the sounds of the struggle. There was physical evidence evidencing this struggle. There were injuries on the defendant.
Police believe the victim, 35-year-old Justin Zellen, a biotech analyst by trade, was pushed from the balcony of his 25th floor condo. Officers responding to the initial 911 call found a disheveled Hutterly, they say, still inside Justin's condo. But Hutterly's attorney calls the case purely circumstantial.
There is no eyewitness to any alleged act that caused the decedent's death. No statements or admission from Mr. Hutterly acknowledging any criminal conduct. No direct evidence establishing how or by whom the fatal injuries were inflicted.
Detectives say they collected DNA evidence from Hutterly's shirt, the victim's blood from the condo balcony, and Hutterly had a backpack which allegedly contained ketamine and patches of his own beard that had been strewn across the floor. Potential evidence he's accused of trying to hide.
I believe there's probable cause for the charges of second-degree murder, which is a first-degree felony, a crime punishable by life in prison if you are found guilty.
And Hutterly already has a felony open case for possession of a controlled substance and also possession of drug paraphernalia with intent to use. In addition to this latest case, we know that he has also been charged with burglary with assault or battery. That is on top of that second-degree murder charge, and the judge ordered that he be held in jail without bond. We are live in Miami Beach. Terrell Forney, Local 10.
Okay, guys, you seen it? This guy supposedly high out of his mind, doing all this crazy stuff. Caught all up. Did you hear his defense attorney? They be sounding stupid when they talk to me. Sometimes they shouldn't even talk. When, I don't know, I guess that was when he was in court. They got that information. But a lot of times they talk to the media and they sound stupid and make their person look even more guilty. He said, oh, There's no statement from Mr. Hutterly saying that he was fighting him. It's no statement of, harm and this and that. Okay, the man's blood was on him. 911 call, you could hear him talking to the guy, telling him to stop and telling him to get out. The guy's beard, I looked at the article, the guy's beard hair, remember they said it was ripped out? Guess where else it is? In the fingernails of the guy at the bottom of the street. Man, it's crazy. Man, listen. People take drugs for, different reasons. And it varies between person and person. Some people are depressed. Some people like to feel good. And some people take stuff where their interactions or the effects of it is different every time. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what this was about. I don't know if he even took the drugs before he got there or him and the guy was taking the drugs together. But I do know this. If he don't remember none of that shit and he's caught up in it, that in itself is a nightmare. How many times have you watched a horror movie where somebody will wake up somewhere, they'll be in jail and they'll be like, yeah, you killed somebody, you this and you that, and the person be like, I didn't do it, I wasn't in my right mind. That don't hold up in court, especially after somebody's dead. So this guy was a biological analyst, whatever that means. That's an important job. You don't think he got people that cared about him? You don't think he got people or that got a little bit of something to see if they can get the justice system's versions of justice after he's a victim of somebody that he knew, and they probably know you too? You went there and did some crazy stuff? That's the thing. You're starting to see some of the most wildest shit like out of a movie. Crimes committed by common people that do a lot of things that get them jammed up. You threw somebody off of a 25-floor building. Could you imagine walking down the street, motherfucker just laying right in front of you, splat? The sound of a body hitting the ground. I don't know if you ever seen any of them videos. That's something you'll never forget. And for whatever reason, whether he was under the influence of something or not, this guy's dead. He told you to get out, but you couldn't hear it because you was up in the clouds, feeling it. And you're going to feel something else because you're locked up. That's the thing. Back in the day when they was rapping that crack is whack and all of that type of stuff, a lot of us listened to that, and took heed to it. And, I don't know, I'm not saying crack is a part of this, but we knew not to mess with drugs. Nowadays, that's the new thing. That's the cool shit. I never seen so many different styles and things out here where it's cool to be drunk or high out of your mind. How was that cool? I remember when we was young, we'd see people drunk walking down the street, peeing on themselves, looking stupid. We would always be like, yo, it's an idiot. Nowadays, it's commonplace to be. And that seemed like that's the thing to do. I mean, we've come a long way in this world as far as technology and making life easier or more things more accessible to people to make their lives better. But it seems like human beings are getting worse, especially with the access to stuff out here that they can use at their own discretion that they choose to use. And then when things go bad, it not only affects them, but affects somebody else. It's just sad. We'll see where this thing goes. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. This guy can't look no more stupider than he looks now.